Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late June 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Libras in late June? We're moving into Cancer season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra. Late June, what's the vibe? What's the energy for my good friends here? Let's get this creepy Alice in Wonderland card out, so we could start analyzing the energy. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay. Fallen. Okay. This gives me a couple of different things initially. Now, it's not necessarily a bad energy. It just feels like there's something here that's a little uncontrollable, where it's like, all right, I can't help but think this. I can't help but feel this. Like, that's a vibe that's showing up to me, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. I would watch out for intrusive thoughts and stuff like that. But to me, falling means that there is a destination. You're heading somewhere, even if you don't know where that might be. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So yeah, obviously the imagery here is a little concerning. You see her literally falling down that rabbit hole. Now, to me, I always say with these cards in particular, we don't just go on the words, we don't just go on the imagery. It's more of an intuitive thing. Now, for some of you, maybe there are situations you're dealing with, or you're at a place in your journey, in your experience, where it's like, all right, well, not really sure which direction this is heading in, not really sure which direction I'm heading in. It's like I'm kind of, I don't want to say it's like I'm existing, but I'm going with the flow. That's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here. But when I think of falling, this person's going somewhere, but they really don't have control of where they're headed, right? So again, I'm not saying that's definitely you. I just feel like there could be things, circumstances, thoughts, situations where it's like you're kind of subject to them for whatever reason. So again, watch the intrusive thoughts, thought patterns, feelings and emotions. There could be a lot of things that pop up where it's like, okay, I have no reason to be thinking this. Why is it happening? Or I have no reason to be feeling this. That's just how this feels to me initially. So we're just going to leave it at that. I mean, for some of you, maybe there's information or things that you're definitely digging deeper into as well, if we're pulling a positive. But we're just going to let her continue her journey, all right? Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was heavily centered around communication. I know that for sure. The reading was titled A Serious Talk. Now, that presented in a couple of different ways. For some Libras, there is something, or could have been something, where Spirit was like, this needs to be addressed, whether it's a serious topic or a talk that seriously needs to happen. That's kind of what was presenting itself to me. So whether it was coming from you or whether it was coming from somebody else, that energy could definitely bleed over for a couple weeks. So keep that in mind. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Libra friends. What's happening? Late June, please. Late June, pardon me. All right, we do have the King of Swords. That's a power card for you. Okay, remember, it's not gender specific. I do like the King of Swords, but he is pretty strict in his ways about something. Big authority figure vibes. Let's get a couple more out here, then we'll start talking about him. He's good for a Libra reading, that's for sure. 10 of Pentacles, nice. I mean, that's a good firm energy. Let's get one more. So maybe there is something being planned. There could be some sort of strategy going on. I saw that for you in recent weeks. I feel like I've seen that in other air signs as well. Let's get one more. Okay. Ace of Swords, good. So the communication energy is still here. And I feel like a lot of this energy is stuff that you should be pretty comfortable with. especially with the double sword energy. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know I'm very big on the elements and how they play off of each other. And for you, Libra, I mean, double swords, king of swords, ace of swords. Now they present in different ways, but they're air energy, and you're an air sign. So this is your realm of comfort, your realm of expertise. So I like seeing a lot of air in a Libra reading. That's a good thing. There's downsides to it, and we'll get into that further within the reading. We do have Earth in the center, so we do have this energy that seems to be very planted, but I like the Ten of Pentacles. I usually give it the benefit of the doubt. So air and Earth, that's a bit of an odd mixture, but we're just going to have to see how it all plays out, because this energy is constantly moving, going. The Earth in the center is like standing put. It's grounded. It's like, no, I'm here. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we're starting with our good pal here, the King of Swords. Like I said, for your zodiac sign, that's a good thing. Not gender specific. It's one of your big power cards. And I always mention when it comes to kings, they represent control of their respective suit. Now, since you're an air sign, clarifier might just tell us something that's coming towards you, a way you might be feeling, an experience you might be experiencing soon. But generally, when I see the King of Swords, he's a strategist. He's extremely intelligent and smart. And he's an energy that's pretty set in its ways. It's a very determined type of energy, which is good. So the King of Swords could be someone trying to get their mind right, trying to think in different ways. Like, no, I need to get these thoughts in order. I need to be very specific in how I communicate myself too. So there's another underlying energy here with the King of Swords, Ace of Swords. It's like, all right, if I'm going to say something, I need to be very calculated in the way I say it and how I say something. So it's like I'm picking and choosing my words carefully. Now, the King of Swords, aside from the strategy, the intelligence, the planning, and all that good stuff, he does have a dark side. He could be pretty cold, right? He could be pretty mean. He could cut things off like pretty quickly. But we're going to see, I also say he shows up when there's serious things in play. And if you remember what I said about last week's reading, a serious talk, we still have undertones of that showing up this week. So we'll see whether it's a situation or a talk. I think that this king is good. That's the initial feeling I got when he showed up in position number one. Now, there could be something or a situation where it's like you're kind of getting a handle on it, which feels nice to me. Now, moving to the center, we have the Ten of Pentacles, my friends, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. So I love to see it for you. All tens in tarot could represent the close of a chapter or the close of a cycle, but the Ten of Pentacles in particular is really nice because I see it as expansive. So it's an energy where it's increasing, it's getting bigger. Now, when it comes to the pentacles, yeah, they can represent work, they can represent earthy things, material things, so your financial situation. There could be great things coming up in the realm of work and finances and different ways to make money. Absolutely. This could represent the home. This could represent the family, the people that are in your life or have been in your life for a very long time. And again, the Ten of Pentacles, to me, it's wish fulfillment. It's wish come true, dream come true, big win, victory type of energy. Now, every card has a downside. So I would say the downside of the Ten of Pentacles could be it's a little immovable. It's very much like the Hierophant in that way. So again, there could be something where it just is what it is, like the energy's there. And I'm not going to say there's nothing you could do about it. It's just a bit of a stubborn energy. Now, moving to the next card, totally different vibe than the other two. We have the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth, another card I love to see in a Libra reading. Now, I always say when it comes to aces, specifically the Ace of Swords, it represents talks, offers, opportunities. It can represent the mindset. So we have this other energy here showing up like, all right, how you view something, the perspective at which you look at something is really important. So the lens at which you're viewing a situation. The Sword of Truth could be cutting right to the center of a situation. Like, listen, I see it for what it is. It's honest, it's straightforward and to the point. So again, we have this communication or offer energy showing up again. But he has, I mean, the Ace of Swords has a lot of the downside of the King of Swords. Sometimes it could be mean, sometimes it could be harsh, sometimes it could be a little too blunt and honest, and sometimes it could even be hurtful. So we're just gonna see how it plays. I would say initially from what I'm seeing here, Libra, I'm really liking what I'm seeing because I feel like it's an energy that you could work with. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Libra friends. What's happening, my guides? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Mr. King of Swords there. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, King of Swords time. Why is he in the mix? Thank you. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting this, my friends. We have the star in reverse. If you're connected to an Aquarius, there might be some difficulties there, or they might be experiencing some difficulties. Now, the star in the reverse under the King of Swords could be pretty pessimistic in nature. And listen, I'm not going to stand here and lecture. I'm not going to stand here and judge. For all I know, this could be someone else you're connected to, not even your energy. So watch out for individuals that you feel like they kind of bring you down, like their viewpoint on things. It's like, it's always a negative. It's like whenever I bring something up, it's like, it's always a negative. Like, why does it always have to be something difficult? That's a vibe I'm picking up here. So I would say if you are surrounded by any negative individuals or people that lean that way, I don't want to say negative individual because I never judge anybody, but if somebody is stuck in that negativity cycle, that's kind of what I'm picking up here in the front. So this is a bit of a warning. Now, I could also say the King of Swords, star in reverse, this could be someone that's upset. This could be someone that's like very mad, angry. This could be someone where they're like, you know, very cold and they're not seeing the good in things. They're not seeing the silver lining. So like the antithesis of me, pretty much, that's how it feels. So the star usually represents long swaths of time too. So it's like something that's off in the distance. So it's like my guiding light, my light at the end of the tunnel. It's hope. It's wish fulfillment. So when I see it in reverse underneath a very strict, straightforward card like the King of Swords, it's like, yeah, no, I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. Or it's just something where it's always framed in a challenging way. So for some of you, if you are going through a difficult time, again, I'm not trying to judge or preach to anybody, but Spirit might want you to view your situation from a different lens. Take yourself out of it. Pretend you're not going through it and look at it from a different perspective. That's the best advice I can give here. And again, I don't like to give too much advice in the readings. I just like to read what shows up. But yeah, watch out for people that could be a drain on your energy. Watch out for people where it's like always something mean, nasty, and or again, this could just be someone that's pissed off, right? We don't even have to get into all the other extra stuff. This could be just someone that's very crabby, very grumpy, very mad. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. So let's go in on that 10 of Pentacles. I feel like I don't want to overcomplicate it. It is what it is, right? So why is that 10 here? Thank you. Yeah, the King of Cups in reverse. So we have our good friend here, Mr. King of Cups. He's like the yin to the yang over here with the King of Swords. But he is showing up in reverse under this 10 of Pentacles. So it's like something good happens, but it doesn't make me feel much better. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So yes, it's a win. Yes, it's a victory. And there could be something that for a brief period of time, like it feels great, I feel better, but it's like right back. It's like an energy that gets a little better, then it reverts back. Again, I'm not saying it's you. This could just be a situation. It could be another person. But it's like I see improvement, then it's right back to the old thing. Now, oh, it's looking better, right back. So I don't know why it keeps reverting back to its old cycle. So you might be either dealing with a person that they're just very cyclical in how they operate. They live in a cycle. Now, the King of Cups in reverse, he could be a depressed energy, right? It could be an emotionally volatile energy. So when I see it underneath the 10 of Pentacles, it's like, no, there's something about this that's a cycle. That like even when there's good energy, even when there's wins and victories, it's not the root. It's not the root cause. So again, you take that for what it's worth. Could it be dealing with this other person? Maybe. Could it be something that comes in that's like by all definitions a good thing for you, but it's fleeting. That's how it feels. It's like the happiness of this win is fleeting. I don't like to get this down in the readings, but that's just what's showing up. And you know I'm honest. I'm an Aries. I'm going to give it to you straight. That's what I'm seeing. So let's go in on the Ace of Swords. Yeah, let's just go in on the Ace of Swords. And maybe that'll be like a eureka moment, hopefully. But why is that ace here for my lovely Libras? Yeah, there's some good energy here, my friends. There is. The Eight of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So whether it is a situation or a person, it's like it's really stressing me out. Like, this is really stressing me out. So the Eight of Swords is anxiety. So it's like we have the whole gamut of emotions except from the positive ones. I mean, we do have little sprinkles of the positives here, but it's like we have the angry, aggressive, and then we have like the cyclical energy where it's like even when good things happen, it's like very fleeting. And then now we have this stress-filled energy here on the back end where it's like anxious, nervous. So it's like we ran the whole gamut here. Again, if there's someone or something that's making you feel all these things, like, yeah, listen, maybe you need a little break from this energy for whatever reason. Now, the Eight of Swords could be a little trapped. There's a good energy that goes along with it as well, and I'll explain it. But I just feel like it feels like a roller coaster this week, Libra. It does. And, you know, I try to be optimistic. We do have some good optimistic things showing up within this reading as well. But the energy just seems to revert back, and it's fleeting. And then it's like up and down, up and down, up and down. Eight of Swords could be an energy that's, again, stressed, anxious, nervous. It could be trapped. It could feel cornered. And underneath the Ace of Swords, it's like, all right, well, I understand it for what it is. I see it clearly. I get it. I understand. There's not a lot of mystery here, but I still have to deal with it. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So there could be certain things that you're dealing with where it's like you feel locked in for whatever reason or beholden to deal with it. And I'm not going to tell you whether you should or whether you shouldn't. I know everyone has complex things going on here. But this reading this week is quite a roller coaster. Now, I always like to mention, you can always shift your awareness. You do not have to claim any of this energy. You're a creator being. Always know this, okay? Always know the power that you have. That for all we know, this could be someone else, right? But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow here. So there's some choppy energies this week, but that's okay. That's such as life, right? But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the King of Swords with the star in reverse, pessimistic energy, possible draining type of energy, very aggressive, not too fun, feels kind of angry or mad. Moving to the center, we have the Ten of Pentacles with the King of Cups in reverse. So it's like a good energy comes in, but it's very fleeting. It's like the energy seems to be getting better, or it does get better, but then it's right back to business as usual. I don't know what that could be. But again, if it is a winner victory, it's like the goodness only lasts so long, if that makes sense. And I hate saying something like that, but that's what came through. Onto the back end, we have the Ace of Swords with the Eight of Swords in the upright. So the stress and anxiety. So we have the whole gamut of emotions here. We do even have some positive, but it's like everything. It's like running the whole roller coaster of things. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Libra. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we have here? Thank you. Okay, Six of Pentacles. That's usually pretty fair and balanced. So as far as shadow cards go, this is, again, usually it's a card of giving your energy. Now, I'm not sure exactly where everyone is in their journey, in their experience, and the stuff that they're going through. The Six of Pentacles to me is the epitome of Libra energy, where it's like, I want to help you, or I want things to be right. I want things to be balanced. But sometimes there's things that no matter how much you try to balance it, you can't. That's like a big thing here with the Six of Pentacles. You want to find something that as much as you give to it, it gives back to you. That's very important here when we look at the shadow side of this card. It could speak about all sorts of things that are fair or not fair or imbalanced and balanced. But just like we saw within the reading itself this week, life is never fully stagnant. Energy is always on the move, always on the go. Just make sure if you are giving energy to something that you truly have the energy to give. That's important. Okay, and that energy is giving back to you. So we're just going to put it down right there, Libra. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The June calendar is open, so you can go check for availability. But for the June subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, that's 2 simple things as always. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could manifest something right now instantly, what would it be? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.